I got an email from you that says you're going to schedule out every minute of your day
Yeah.
for the entire year.
Yep. I'm super
Just starting
excited
this
about
week,
it.
though.
No, well, no, hang on. All right, I got to show you this.
The email literally read, I'm starting a new tradition this year that's only going to start this week, and then we're going to make sure we reevaluate it.
I carry this with me, and this is a very serious thing. So I think I need to talk to the camera, too, because I'm sure there's people out here
get up
listening.
here, turn it directly on him.
And I am okay to show this, and I'm okay for you to post this. So here's what I'm doing. Anytime I do something, I go way over the top. And I dive 100% into it.
This is the first time I've seen the actual schedule.
Maybe 300% into it. So here's what I, at the end of the year, I realized, I used to don't look.
I'm sorry, I got a preview.
I used to love working out, so a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, I set a goal of like, hey,
you lifted a Camry.
Yeah, I want to compete in a strongman competition. At the time, I was 155 pounds, and I wanted to win a golf tournament, and I did it.
In the same year.
I put on like 40-something pounds, actually 50 at
one of the
point.
largest rear ends I've ever seen.
I was like 205. It was crazy. So anyway, I'm like, for 10 months, I haven't really worked out, and life just hasn't been great. And the last 6 months, the stores have been bad. Like,
get to the part
I have not been good in my role.
Get to the part that I read.
So I woke up one day, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get serious about my life. I need to get serious about my role.
You are serious
about scheduling.
Like, don't discredit yourself. You are serious about your life.
But I'm realizing how many things I have going on, and
Yes.
like how many things I'm missing out on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
well, why
fair.
am I not doing them? So why am I not working out? Because I don't have it scheduled. So here's what I
it's
did.
scheduled now.
So I have a calendar now.
Can we turn and show it to the camera first?
Well,
so I can't just continue to see this, and they need to know what they're actually looking at as well.
Well, Logan, why don't you just put this up, Logan, when I start talking about this? We'll have Logan scan it in and talk it up. So I have every hour of my day now planned from 5 to 8. So part of this is accountability.
Oh, legitimately accountable.
So I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every day. Because here's the other thing with me, I have to do stuff every day. If I don't do it every day, it's like I can't do it.
So 5 a.m. Why did we choose 5 a.m.?
It has to be that way because I have to get the kids ready for school, and then I have to drop them off by 8.
Okay.
So that was kind of one of my things. So I'm like, you know what? If I have to be done working out and showered and everything by 7, essentially, to get breakfast and get the kids ready, then I got to start this morning routine at 5. So 5 a.m. I am going to read through the Bible this year.
Gee, how quick that already
in an
shifted.
entire year. I also have some additional stuff that I'm doing.
How far
at
are
a
we
time.
through?
So I have an hour through Job. It's like a couple of Genesis and a little bit of Job.
Okay.
It's the Bible recap on the Bible app. It's
actually
good.
cool.
Yeah, it's good. So I have the first hour is like Bible reflection, spiritual time, and then I work out from 6 to 7 every day. And then kids in school, and then I schedule out the different stores what I'm going to do. Okay. So my goal is every Friday before I leave work, I'm going to have next week scheduled out. And if I don't have something scheduled by Friday, it's going to have a hard time fitting into my schedule that week because I'm saying no to a lot more stuff.
What's a Tuesday evening after Toyota?
So it says content, so that's for dealer plate guy because I do have to have that scheduled. No, but what I do have on here, so 6 to 7, 8 is family time. So when I come home, I'm trying to be much better about putting my phone away during those times. But I don't know, there's just something about having it written and seeing it, and then you kind of realize wow, how busy you are, I guess. But now I'm like, and then I added up, okay, every store. So I know I'm going to be in Toyota. Well, this changed a little bit today because we're doing the podcast. I'm going to be in Toyota for 9 hours this week, Honda for 7 hours, Kia for 3 hours, Hyundai for 8 hours, Body Shop for 4 hours, Indy Hyundai for 7 hours. I think that includes travel time. And then I have 7 hours of office time.
How do you decide? How do you break that up? I mean, obviously in a director role, don't just give me the whim. Nobody builds this out as a schedule and goes, Logan just saw it for the first time. Nobody builds this out as a schedule and says, I just chose the hours.
I'm getting serious about this.
I know, but how do you choose which store you're at and why? Is it problem related? Is it leadership related? Is it flow? What do you do? Because again, when I'm at Lafayette Toyota, Roman Toyota, it's very simple for me to choose sales, service, parts, finance, or accounting. It's very easy to know which one I need to go invest my time in. So having to have the drive time, having to have 5 different departments, 5 different managers, 6 technically with the body shop as well. How do you choose who gets the short straw this week?
So what I felt like was Toyota's the biggest department. So you guys should always have a lot of time.
The most dealer plate guy.
If I'm visiting you twice in a week, there's probably issues. So those 2 stores there are ones that I'm going to be much more involved in. So I have a conversation, then I follow up on Thursday, right?
Gotcha.
Toyota was just so I could make basically a full day there. Okay. And my office is here, so like maybe I'm going to pop upstairs and whatever.
For sure.
So that's kind of how I've done it in the beginning, at least. And then I've started we did something at Recharge with the roles of 4 guiding principles for each role. So I'm trying to hit on that with the managers. So that is communication, accountability, process, and relationships. So what I'm trying to do within all this is be the driver of that and see what it looks like. So daily text threads. You can see I have a couple questions up here that I'm going to ask in addition to like the daily text threads for people to respond to. And if they're not responding to me, I'm giving them a very hard time.
And what time are we going to bed?
Like 9.
Whew. You have made the full commitment to grandfather status.
No, but you know what? It's like, man, I feel so good when I do this. And if I go through a whole day and I check everything off on this list, and it's just like, I also have a to-do. I'm like, hey, check this out.
We got another list. Oh, boy, breaking news.
No, because here's the other hard part about
At least you went digital on this one.
When I get so discombobulated with all these different stores, it's because I don't have a way to track it. So look at what I did here. This is the to-do list app.
Oh, wow.
So then what I do, and this is so nice because like Honda. So here's the stuff that I've completed, but here you go. So this is what I'm following up on Thursday. So I put that on my list.
Yeah.
So then every morning I look at this My Day thing, and so I add to the My Day. So that way, hopefully I don't forget about anything.
Probably can't share that.
Well, so like this one, I have to get with Tim on that one by the end of the day today.
So for that, right, obviously we can't show some of the to-do list stuff that you have in here because it's business related. But my question would be like, I mean, it clearly makes sense. Game plan, scheduled, attack. What benefits are you seeing from it, and what benefits have you not seen that you thought you would see?
So the reason I started this, and part of like all of this, was, you remember we had David Badaya on the podcast?
Yeah.
He talked about his mental coach, and he talked about every day his mental coach had him do a 3x5 card, and he got to put it in the done pile.
That's cool.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm going to set 3 goals for this one practice, write it on a 3x5 card, and let's say I accomplish 2 of them. I put them in the accomplished pile. The other ones I don't. So tangibly, let's say I finish a workout.
Yeah.
So everything that the coach wrote, let me just finish it. So it doesn't have to be these outrageous ideas or accomplishments, but kind of going back to that process of just baby steps to get to where you want to go.
So I was like, man, I wonder if the same thing applies. First of all, with like scheduling everything, so I can see it, because I'm like a very visual, like I need to see it kind of person. Paper is so good for me. But now with the to-do list, I'm like, okay, like if I have a conversation with a store, I mean, you see the schedule, it's like, when am I actually going to get back to that? So I'm creating due dates for myself. Like this is one I can share. So this morning, our Honda store is under construction. They had a service vehicle that was parked in front of the paint shop, so they couldn't get into the body shop. So right away, I'm like, all right, by the end of the day today, the 2 managers, I told them to get together in person, get a Google map, draw out who can park where and where they're not supposed to park, and then we're going to follow up, and I'm going to be sure of it in person to follow up in the stores and be like, did everyone see this? Do we know what's going on? So like,
was it communicated? Is it known?
Right. So the benefit of it, I think, is just like, now I don't have all these thoughts in my head and I'm forgetting stuff. So now the thought is like, let me write it down, and then when I check it till it's done, it's just like the sense of accomplishment.
The biggest relief in the world.
I'm literally putting so many little things on here about what I know. It's usually like the bigger stuff.
Yeah,
but
I saw brush your teeth on there, so that was good. That you got that one done this morning.
Not that kind of stuff. No, but I do have like the first couple things of my day are on there. So then I start the day right away with stuff that I've checked
So how
off,
long do you think you need to be operating like this before you could take this and share it with your leaders and see if they take it?
I already have.
From?
That's what I've been talking about this week with them.
They've seen this? The Austin Connery Weekly
I'm showing
schedule?
everybody.
Literally.
Yeah, I'm showing everybody.
Again, you just did it on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't care. It's like it's accountability for me, because then I can't stop doing it. So no, but what I've told them, how many times in your role
You pre-scheduled your haircut.
Well, I have a haircut this week. Every 2 weeks I have one. Yes. So it needs to be on the calendar. I mean, it is what it is.
It's pretty solid, I will say. Overall, it is well put together too.
But get this though, because here's what I've been trying to tell the managers. So if we break a management role into 4 key principles, the first one's communication. What in your calendar do you have that's scheduled for communication every day? Nothing.
Great point.
You know what I mean? So I found so much power and freedom in scheduling this stuff, because then all I have to do is work my schedule. And I just don't let distractions get in there. Like, there's people that have been calling me that like I could easily call them back, but I'm not going to. No, but you know what? It's like someone wants to get a meeting with me,
then
and I'm
send
like,
you a Teams invite if they need to talk to you.
I'm like, you know what? Is this a big enough priority to where within my 8 hours of Toyota, I'm going to take 1 hour for that?
No,
probably not. I'm going to push it. And you know what? If they can't do it, then whatever. So I'm just trying to get back to the basics. I'm trying to organize everything I have going on and I don't know, make it make sense.
I think it's funny. Again, this is kind of off topic, but it'll relate. I was listening to the Indianapolis Colts general manager talk about how he's getting the luxury of retaining his job, and he was talking about getting back to the basics. I think a lot of this allows you to build off into culture, which is obviously such a big thing, is kind of establishing what the expectations are.
Yeah.
And I think that so much of the difference of what I'm seeing right now of dealerships that are winning and losing, and even in like this scenario with the Indianapolis Colts talking about it, like the culture is going to take it farther than what the foundation is. This is the foundation that's going to build on this, but it's also going to set an expectation that when Austin comes into my store, this is what's going to happen every time.
Yeah.
And I'm either going to get on board or off board. And I think that probably takes a little of the chaos of your role of, hey, I only have 8 hours with you. I don't have time to talk about, the same stuff last week, because if we're talking about it last week, we're not working on this week. So
and
I could only imagine it would change for them.
Protecting the family time too, because what I found a lot of times is like, I'll go home and I'll do that after dinner or whatever, and like it interrupts family time. So now it's like, no, you have this block for work and you need to get that done. Like I have some other catch-up time on the schedule that, I can hit, but trying to fit that all within that time, you're right, make me more efficient and hopefully make everyone else more efficient. So there you go.
So we're going to have a follow-up on this.
Yeah, I mean, every week, that's fine.